Ajahn Chah was one of the great meditation masters of Thailand who died in 1992. I met him in 1967, just after I recently ordained as a bhikkhu in the province of Nong Khai, and from there my preceptor sent me to spend my first vasa with Luang Por Chah in Ubon. And he was becoming well known in that area for his wisdom and his strictness with the monastic code, the Vinaya. At that time, I felt I wanted to if I was going to ordain as a Buddhist monk, I wanted to be trained in a way that I would be a good monk and not just go through the motions of ordination and carry on in other ways. So my preceptor, my upachaya, sent me to stay with Ajahn Chah in Ubon. He was, during the 10 years that I lived with him in Thailand, of course I felt it was the most important decade of my life. He was a very wise human being. I could sense that right from the beginning, and that later on he attracted many more Western people to this rather out-of-the-way province in Thailand. By 1977, we'd established a special monastery for training people who couldn't speak the Thai language. And this was the idea of Ajahn Chah, Luang Por Chah, and set up a monastery just for English-speaking people who came to Thailand to learn to meditate, but who could not understand the language. Luang Por Chah attracted many disciples both in Thailand, because his branch monasteries number in the hundreds throughout Thailand itself, as well as spreading to Europe and America, Australia, New Zealand. And then because he was so highly regarded in Thailand, he had was also awarded during his lifetime a title by the King of Thailand. They had a royal funeral in 1993. So they kept his body for a year, and then on January 16, 1993, they had a royal cremation in his monastery in Ubon, where the King of Thailand, the King and Queen, the Prime Minister, and many of the important dignitaries and his disciples from abroad all assembled. There were maybe over 500,000 people on that day of his cremation. And since then, on the 16th of January, since 1993, we have had these memorial celebrations. In Thailand, it begins a week before the 16th as a kind of meditation practice retreat where lay people come spend the week in the monastery listening to Dharma talks and practicing meditation. And then on the 16th is the actual ceremony. And so I don't know if they've ever done this before in Malaya, but this is now happening here in Kuala Lumpur on the 16th of January because Ajahn Chah's fame and respect for him and his teaching and his disciples now seems to have taken root in Malaysia, which is very praiseworthy indeed. Ajahn Chah's influence I'm sure it's always been benevolent and wise, and his teaching, the way he taught us, was a very direct, intuitive style to break down all the complications that tend to surround religion, and such an old and ancient religion as Buddhism can sound very complicated and very difficult to people. And Luang Por Chah's gift was to emphasize the simplicity of the teaching and make it available so that people from all levels of the society, from the rice-growing communities to the royal family to the intelligentsia, all have benefited from meeting Ajahn Chah, listening to his talks, which many now are on tapes and CDs, and also reading books that have been written by him or about him.